Alright, this is the second half of your lesson for 8-9, volume and surface area of spheres. This section is going to focus on the surface area of the sphere. And if you notice, all the formula is already pointed out on this. It's already written. The formula is 4 pi times the radius squared. So the key things are going to be, we have to make sure it's a radius and not a diameter given. We have to make sure that we only square the radius. And then we combine like terms. We just have to be really careful when we combine these and we multiply it by 3.14. What I'd like you to do is complete the next two examples. It's going to be a similar format, except it's all going to be one video. Instead of on volume, you had two different videos. So go ahead and hit pause, complete the examples, and when you're ready to resume, you may continue on. Your answer for the first example should be 200.96, or rounded to the nearest tenth, 201, because when we get this answer, we look next door, it rounds up, and the 9 rounds to a 10, so it ends up being 201. And the example to number 2 answer should be 1,256 centimeters squared. If you did not get these answers, I want you to go through, see if you can find your mistakes first, and then hang on, and we will go through these step by step on this video. Okay, let's first look at the example number 1. Surface area is 4 pi times the radius squared. And in this situation, the radius is 4 millimeters. So this should be your second step. Remember, we don't solve anything out yet. We're just plugging in on this step. Our next step is computing. So we can do 4 squared times 4. 4 squared is 16 times 4 is 64. I'm just going to keep the pi here on this step. And plugging 3.1 and 4 in for pi, I end up getting 200.96 millimeters squared. Let's move on to example 2. We use the same formula here. So surface area equals 4 pi times the radius squared. Here we're given the diameter, so as I've said before, make sure anytime you're given the diameter, you just quickly change it to a radius, so we cut it in half. And now we can do our formula with this radius. First step, always formula. Second step, always plug in. From there, we can compute our answer. Since these are all multiplied together, we can change the order a little bit. So I did 10 squared, I got 100, times 4 times pi. And when I combine like terms, I get 400 times pi. And when I plug 3.1 in for pi, I get 1,256 centimeters squared.